everybody. I'm Dan, and this is Andy.
Hi,
Welcome
everyone.
back to the Dan and Andy Show, where we give you guys a quick hit on digital marketing and business. Today, the question is, what are cookies, and do I need them on my website? Well, the reality
Chocolate
is,
chunk.
I was going to say the reality is, you can't take a physical cookie, and you cannot put that on your website.
I tried.
You can put it on your monitor, but let's face it, your website is made up of ones and zeros, and it's basically virtual. So no, you can't put cookies on your website. All right, funniness aside, let's talk about what cookies are. Cookies are actually, they're actually important. Technically, when somebody asks for something off of a server and it comes up to your browser, let's try to use something simple here. Remembering that you logged in. So every time you go to a new page, you don't have to re-log in. There's what's called a cookie, which is a piece of data that says, I just logged into Google or Gmail, and now I want to stay logged in. That cookie stays in there, and it could be a little piece of data.
Isn't it almost like Hansel and Gretel with the popcorn trail? You know?
Yeah, it is. I mean, the layman term is it's just literally data trails, right? But in the early days, they were used for helping websites stay within a certain state. Logged in, not logged in, right? And then people got crafty over the years and like, you know what, I can actually store other things. Like, what did you click on? This and that and the other. So cookies have sort of advanced to the point where I think people kind of perceive them as they could be evil. The challenge with removing cookies off your website is that it does make it harder for developers to create different states of your website. Logged in, not logged in. This is what's in my shopping cart, not in my shopping cart. Some of the stuff can be stored in a database as well. So it's sort of like getting back to the original question, should I have cookies on my website? You have them on your website whether you like it or not. I don't care what technology you use. Developers use them all the time to create different states of your website. Whether you're logged in or not logged in is probably the most generic example I can come up with. If you're running Google Analytics, you got cookies on your website. If you're running Facebook ads, you have cookies on your website. Whether you like it or not, you do. If you're running Google ads, you have cookies on your website. So cookies in themselves are not necessarily evil, but what can make them feel evil is if you're running ads. But the reality is, and I will say this because we run ads, that if you're running your own ads, you don't know those people. And neither do we as a marketing firm. We do not know the people that are coming through from Google ads or Facebook ads by their first and last name. Only Google and Facebook know that internally themselves. They don't, at least Google for the most part does not share that information. So there's not too much evilness that can really go on there. I would say Facebook is sort of a gray line. You can sort of figure out, and Facebook's been trying to pull that back more and more where you really can't figure out who's been visiting your website.
Sure, guys. Sure.
Right. So point being is you really have to have some capability of having cookies on your website. Can you live without cookies? Absolutely. There are ways to do it. Yeah, it'll keep your website nice and slim too. So if you can do it without cookies, I would say like a brochure-ware-based website where it's just basically informational. You can totally live without cookies. If it's e-com or something more elaborate like a SaaS platform or e-com, then you will need cookies for your website. That's the best I can give you guys. I know it's kind of convoluted, but hopefully this helps you out. And remember, it's not the resources, it's not the knowledge, it's the time. We know you guys probably don't have the time to handle all this stuff.
We got you.
Or the strategy. We got you guys. So hopefully you enjoyed this episode. We'll catch you guys next time. Thank you.